let's talk about a real sports story that just, oh man, I'm so hype. I love it. It was one of the biggest sports spectacles and one of the biggest failures that happened for Las Vegas over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about Tiger Woods coming back from the depths and the pits of hell, and being able to come back from everything that he has and was able to win a Masters, man, since 2009 was his last win, or 2008, for an actual major win.
His first Masters since 2005.
First Masters since 2005.
And he had won 4 in like 8 years before that. He hadn't won one in 14 years. He had his first major since, I think, 2008, in 11 years. He wins his 5th green jacket. It's amazing because, I mean, there's never really been a story quite like Tiger Woods before. You know, someone so dominant, maybe on track to become the GOAT of all time, of all sports, right. Just how he was dominating the game. Then, at the same time, you know, he has probably the biggest fall from grace of anybody ever, besides besides maybe O.J. Simpson
and Pete Rose.
Yeah, besides those guys. But I mean, epic on that. To fall that high, you have to be that high on the mountain.
Yeah, for sure. His was definitely the biggest. Like, we can compare across all sports and everything like that, but definitely his was the biggest by far.
Yeah, and it was kind of, you know, it was the timing of it that really blew everything up, because this is when social media is first blowing up, and so you get, you know, everything just kind of goes viral because the story is just so crazy, right? He's all hopped up on pills and he drives and crashes into a tree or something, and then his wife comes and smashes a golf club through the back window.
Right.
And you know, this dude had never had any scandal or anything like that in his life. And just all these women start coming out of the woodwork, like every Village Inn and Denny's waitress that he's ever been to, like, you know, has been dating him and stuff. And his marriage falls apart. On top of that, he goes, you know, through a bunch of injuries.
Man, every major injury that there could. I mean,
tore his ACL.
He tore his ACL in one. Was it at the U.S. Open?
Mm-hmm.
And on a torn ACL.
That was his last major.
Yeah, that was his last major. Yep, on a torn ACL. Then he sprains his MCL. Has 3 back surgeries 3 years in a row. Didn't even think that he might be able to even barely walk again, let alone play golf.
Yeah, and he didn't play at all 2 years ago.
Right.
On the PGA Tour. I think they said from like 2013 to 2017, he played 17 tournaments.
And he was so bad that he fell out of the top 1,000 players.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't even like he was, you know, he like you said, he fell from grace. He like fell. Like he definitely hit Pacific Rim and the Mariana Trench. Like, that's how deep he went. Like, for real. He's like way down there. And he was able to climb back and fuck Vegas.
Yeah, so the biggest liability ever at the William Hill Sportsbook, one of the biggest sportsbook in Vegas, the biggest liability they've ever had on a single bet and ever on a golf bet was this guy on Thursday, right before the tournament on Wednesday, puts an $85,000 bet on Tiger Woods at 14-1 odds to win almost $1.2 million.
Yep.
And Tiger paid it.
Yep. Tiger came back and won it for him. And I mean, and so much stuff is talked about it. We talked about all the videos and how many people were just talking about Tiger, from Shannon Sharp to Stephen A to whoever, basically everybody.
Tiger Woods, right? So,
right.
I mean, almost anyone in the world probably can name Tiger Woods.
Absolutely.
Right. So it's probably like Michael Jackson, Tiger Woods, and the Pope.
And Michael Jordan.
And Michael Jordan, right?
Yep.
And Tiger Woods is the only one that's like current.
Yeah.
Like, you know, in the last 15 years, 20 years, whatever, Tiger Woods is like kind of current. So, you know, everybody knows him. And so, of course, he's going to get roasted harder than anybody else.
For real, man.
They just, you know, everybody counted this dude out.
Yeah, for sure. And with all the stuff that he had with the off the course issues, you know, the cheating scandals, and
which, by the way, those are all personal like issues. Like,
Yeah.
He wasn't out there hurting anybody. Like he just had personal problems, and he wasn't a criminal or anything. He did get arrested for DUI. I think even last year he got arrested for DUI. You seen that? Remember that mugshot?
Yeah, that mugshot.
Bro, he looked like he just took a dab and like stopped coughing for a second to take a picture.
Real talk. Yeah, like you said, they're all personal issues, but when you're a star, the magnitude of he is, when you're talking about Tiger Woods, again, he's, like you said, he was on pace for being the GOAT, and he definitely was this generation's GOAT. Like, nobody had seen anybody who could golf like that since Arnold Palmer and Jack Nicklaus, for sure. Of course, they had Phil Mickelson, but Phil was always a second fiddle to Tiger Woods, always.
Right.
They would trade off every now and then, but Tiger dominated all the other tournaments in between until the major championships came. And then they would kind of trade off every now and then. But even then, Tiger's tied second for most master wins with his 5th jacket behind Jack Nicklaus. And shout out to Jack Nicklaus for giving him a shout out on Twitter. I thought that was super dope. Showing mad respect for, a legend of his stature, still showing respect for someone like Tiger Woods. And again, he's a black man too. So it's like, every black man was going for him pretty much, unless you're Stephen A. Smith. But real talk, it was like, again, falling from grace, like the biggest fall from grace, but the man played outstanding this weekend. Like, man, in rounds 2 and 3, he was just so on top of his game. And in round 1, it wasn't like he played bad. It was just that he kept himself in position, and that's what he needed to do. That's all he needed to do was play in position. And he put himself into a position where he could make a move. And on rounds 2 and 3, he really did that. Like, man, watching some of that golfing was like it brought me back to when I saw him sink that huge putt, and I think that was the Open, and he sunk that long putt to win it, and it was just like, damn, you kind of felt that same buzz. And I really loved seeing that out of Tiger, and seeing the hype and the excitement, and he's got his fist pumping and he's got his arms in the air, and the crowd is just going nuts. Like, that's real sports shit right there.
Yeah, and watching it kind of gives you nostalgia too. Reminds you of a simpler time and shit when kind of brings closure and brings peace to everything. It was just awesome, man. Just to see this guy to not just come back, but to come back now and win the Masters again, and just prove that he is one of the GOATs of all time. And in
all of sports,
he's 43 years old now, man.
Yeah, 43. He's almost damn near on the senior tour. Still doing it, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, he still looks really young and still looks like Tiger, but when he takes off his hat, bro, when
he takes off his hat, he looks 43 for sure.
Look like Brillo.
Them jeans are starting to run out a little bit. That's from wearing them hats all the time. That's why I said I gotta stop wearing hats as much. Let my scalp get some sun out here, so I don't go bald before I'm 35.
Yeah, get that Smino silk hoodie, bro, so don't mess with the hair.
Get that Smino hoodie, man.
Zero fatigue, for real, man. And it was even dope. In as much as everybody hates Trump for the most part, he at least is. I think he was being a little extra for wanting to give him a medal, but shit, all right, whatever. No, he's giving him. Yeah, he's giving him the medal. Was it the Freedom Medal? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the Medal of Freedom.
So it's the highest honor a civilian can receive in America, and
which is really dope, but funny as shit because he didn't like save a life or something. He just won.
So also too, like, since you're bringing up Trump, it's the first thing I ever seen in my life that Trump and Obama both agreed on was when they both like gave props to Tiger Woods for winning the Masters. Real talk though.
Obama did give his props as well, so you got Obama and Trump on the same page. For one time in history. Isn't that awesome?
And like, Tiger Woods does a lot of business with Donald Trump. Let's mention that too. Like, he designs his golf courses.
For sure.
New Trump course in Dubai is being designed by Tiger. So they're homies, but they're all probably homies anyway.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's all money, man. And, but I mean, just to see him though, I mean, again, I remember when he lost his Nike when that whole thing of his scandal and the DUI and the crash in the truck and everything like that, he lost his Nike contract.
He lost his AT&T, like a whole bunch
He
of
lost his
sponsors left
AT&T.
on
They
him.
ripped everything from him right then and there, and he couldn't be human.
Buick Tag Heuer.
Yeah. He couldn't be human. So, everybody makes mistakes, and everybody's not, not everybody is always going to be the best person, and you always strive to be the best person that you can be. But definitely they did not hesitate to pull that from him, though. They didn't hesitate it at all. And I think that was something that definitely resonated in my mind at a young age, because right when that happened, I think I don't know, just turning 18, 19 years old maybe. And he again, like you said, he fell from grace, and it was just like they took everything from him as quickly as they could, no matter what the situation was, no matter, again, and we see it now. We talk about it all the time on this show, all the shit that humans do across the planet and don't get in trouble for it, or nothing happens to them. He was like one of the first ones, especially a black man, getting pulled out right away, and they took that shit from him so fast. It was like literally hours after the shit happened, it's gone, and he had nothing to really show for it, and then went through a bunch of things after that with his own health and everything else, and was able to get back to where he's at right now, and that's sitting on top of the world. Played some of his best golf that he's definitely played in 14 years. That's for sure.
Yeah. And I was reading an article back a couple of months ago from when he won his first tournament. He won in Atlanta. He won the like tour championship or whatever the FedEx Cup tournament was. Mm-hmm. And they were talking about how after he had his second back fusion surgery, like they had to like remove the messed up discs in his back and fuse his vertebrae together or some shit, some crazy shit. Like they didn't know if he would ever walk again. And after that, he just fired his whole team. Like he fired his swing coach and fired everybody except for his chef, and then like his business partner and his caddy. That's it. And that's like his only entourage. Every once in a while, his kids and his girl will join him.
Yep.
But that's all he has. He got rid of his. Yeah, he's got a new girl. Who
it was Lindsey Vonn.
Yeah, so I was talking about the Village Inn waitresses and all that. His new girl, he met her because she's the general manager of his restaurant.
Oh, so he brought her in, and then he was like, "Oh."
So he's been, yeah. I mean, don't shit where you eat, but that's what we're talking about.
He's definitely shitting where he eats in that situation.
Like, so, I mean, he probably just started a restaurant so that he could find his next wife. Let's be real. Like, he has a type, he knows what it is. So, he likes restaurant chicks. Let's just start a restaurant. Because it's not like Tiger Woods could go on Tinder.
Right. Oh, yeah, no. If he did, he would change his name.
Eldrick.
Like,
he'll go by Eldrick.
Yeah, or Higer.
Wiger tits.
Something like that. All jokes aside, man.
No, but that was funny though. When they brought out like his voicemail messages that he was leaving the girls, he's like, "Hi, this is Tiger." "Hi, this is Tiger."
"Hey, this is Tiger. You want to go out for afternoon delight?"
"This is Tiger. Would you like to go for some soft serve?" All right, now all jokes aside, what were you about to say?
I'm sorry, that's funny. You gotta let me laugh that one out for me.
All right.
Oh shit. All jokes aside, though, as Paulie would say, all jokes aside, this is a great sports story, though.
It's a great American story, though. Like, right? This American story is overcoming adversity, going through challenges, and just crushing them and destroying them and showing the world that you're the fucking man.
Yeah. And taking Vegas for its money at the same time.
And taking Vegas for its money at the same time. So, like, Tiger won all $2.2 million or something, and this dude won like half of that. This dude won,
I think the purse was 11.
That's the total purse.
Oh, that's the total purse. Okay, yeah.
So he got like 2.2. I think second place got like 800,000. So The dude who put the $85,000 bet down won more than the second place.
What a come up.
And that's
a
the
huge
American
risk,
story.
though.
That's the American story.
That is the American story.
The American dream.
The Americans was built on betting, baby. We was always been betting on something. Even going back to the Boston Tea Party, we was betting that they wasn't going to do shit. And they did, but we won.
Yeah. we was betting that if they did shit, we're going to whoop them at fucking ass.
For real.
Come over here, you little red coat, wig wearing ass motherfucker. I don't know.
I mean, that's the realest shit ever, though. And but man, it was very emotional to watch it, at least for me, because I used to actually golf at a young age when I was like in my freshman year in high school and stuff like that. So of course I looked up to Tiger. Tiger was the best in the world still at that time, and just to see him actually just kind of still at 43 years old, just come back from everything that he has and was able to make things happen for himself. I love that, and even all the other players that were on the actual course with him, like they were interviewing the second place dude and they were asking questions about Tiger. Like they didn't even talk to him about himself.
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, you just did pretty well. You placed second. Of course you got beat by Tiger Woods, but yeah. And it's like, it's funny because it was like they were talking to him about Tiger, but everybody was so happy to do it because everybody was happy for him and how he played and how well he played. And it was just a great story, man. It was just a great story. It really turned out to be one of the best things that happened this weekend for sure.
Oh, most definitely. It'll probably be the biggest sports story of the year. It's going to be a tough one to top because, all the adversity he had to overcome and hard work, excellence, determination, always rises to the top. That's what it's all comes down to. The things that you can control, you can show up and bust your ass and prove to the world that you're the best, even after the world's shit on you and thrown you away and thrown you to the side.
Yeah, pretty much. Because
who on TV was talking positively about Tiger? Nobody. Yeah. Everybody was calling him washed.
Yep, everybody. Every sportscaster, everybody who does a podcast, everybody who talks about sports, they were all talking about how Tiger had fallen from grace and that he needed to retire and that he was washed and he was no longer the same player, any of that kind of stuff. That's everything that they talked about. And, it's like the biggest slap in the face that you can give back to them. Like, not only did he slap him, he like backhanded him. It was like a backhand slap back at everybody. Like, shut up. Because it was definitely one of those things. Like, man, everybody was against him, and nobody wanted to see him get there. And then he got there. Not only that,
people were always behind him. The crowd, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. The real golf fans.
That's the thing. It's like the whole scenario is a media concoction in the first place. But the people always were supporting Tiger, and that roar when he won the tournament and the crowd chanting Tiger. Like, I've never seen golf fans chanting like that since Billy Madison won whatever tournament.
The Billy Madison won.
Happy Gilmore. Sorry, since Happy Gilmore won.
Gilmore. Pretty much. I mean, that's pretty much the equivalent. And then, I think probably one of the best moments was him giving his son the biggest hug in the world on camera, and they captured it, and it looked reminiscent of how his dad, before he passed, gave him this big, huge hug.
The first time.
For the first time that he won his championship and took home a major. His pops gave him a huge hug. And I really loved that part because he had his son and he had his daughter right there to be able to celebrate. And his mom was able to give his mom
a spot that he hugged his dad.
Yep, same spot where he hugged his dad at his Masters, for the first Masters. So that was a really heartwarming, touching moment, definitely, again, for somebody who's fallen from grace as he has. And not only that, he's going to get a Medal of Freedom out of it. I mean, I guess Trump is giving them out all willy-nilly. Shit. Nipsey one. Shit.
Yeah.
Can we get Nipsey one? Shit.
Well, Trump ain't giving Nipsey a...
Hell no. Not when
Nipsey wouldn't want Trump to give him one.
No.
With all respect. But Kanye might get one.
He might turn into
Oh
tune
man.
into Coachella for that. Get him some Sunday service, something. And that stupid broad from Fox, she can go eat a dick for real. Whatever,
Anyone.
Ingram. Her last name's
Ingram.
like Ingram. Yeah, Ingram or
Candace
something like
Ingram.
that.
Candace
Yeah.
Ingram.
First of all, for talking shit on Nipsey.
Oh, Candace Owens, right? Candace Owens.
No, oh yeah, her too. No, that's a whole other situation. We're definitely gonna talk on her because I got something for her ass too.
Okay.
But no,
Yeah.
it's one of the, I can't remember the chick from Fox who was talking shit about Nipsey and
Oh,
had the wrong picture of him up, played the wrong song. You know how Fox
yeah.
does.
Fox, get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. Oh man.
If you watch Fox News, like unsubscribe from the Antidote. We're the complete opposite.
Yeah, please don't listen to this podcast because we're gonna shit all on Fox because we don't like you.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, you're a shit human being for liking them because I haven't heard any facts by them at all.
Yeah, I mean, all the media be lying anyway. It's all bullshit.
Pretty much,
It's
all
pretty
on the
much
side.
2019 is just lie about everything, and it's
And record it for the gram.
throw it on the gram.
Put it on the gram. Hey, but man, we wanted to talk about that sports because that was a real deal, man. I was very happy to see that over the weekend. Yeah, man. So you've been tuning in with us, and we appreciate y'all. This is, man, we're getting up there. We're approaching that 25th episode. We're gonna be on there very soon. Yeah, I mean, this is great. We appreciate everybody who is listening, who's taking their time to go to the website. Please make sure you go to the website. Tell your friends about it. TakeTheAntidote.com. You can go on Spotify and listen to us. It all helps. It doesn't matter. You can go on the Apple Podcast app and you can find us. You can go on Stitcher and find us. You can go on YouTube and find us. We're all over the place, man. Y'all just go look it up. It's the Antidote Podcast and Take the Antidote. We got tags everywhere. If you fucking with us, post us, add us on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Follow us on Twitter. That's Antidote Paulie. I'm DJ_Craftmatic with a C. Don't ever get it twisted with the K or none of that. It's Craftmatic. And we're on IG as well. Chicago Go Gadget. And this is DJ_Craftmatic, man. So y'all got to go follow the page as well. Do all of that, man. Like, subscribe, and share. Do everything, man. And
get at us.
Yeah, get at us, man. We're just trying to put it out there for the people. So y'all come fuck with us, man. This is the Antidote.